Hey guys, so happy to be here today. So accept my Monday sessions that are Limitless Monday every Monday at 6:30 a.m. I just love going live whenever I get inspired about something. And I'm so excited to have this conversation with you because this whole month I'm talking about emotional intelligence, and today's topic is something that's so close to my heart, and I titled it "To Succeed, You Must Be Willing to Fail." But before you think, oh no, failure again, trust me, you want to listen to this one because failure is not what most people think it is. Many of us fear of failure. We see it as something to avoid, something embarrassing. But what if I told you that failure is not the opposite of success? It's actually a stepping stone to success. Today, we'll explore why failure is essential, how emotional intelligence helps us navigate it, and how we can actually reframe failure as a powerful tool for growth. You do not fail until you actually give up. As long as you keep going, keep learning, keep improving, failure is just a feedback. If you resonate with what I have said so far, type in "never give up" in the comments. I want to see how many of you are ready to shift your mindset today. If you're tuning in live, let me know in the comments what is a time that you failed at something, but it led to a breakthrough or a very valuable lesson. There is a hidden path to succeed. How many of you look at success of other people, very successful people, and you think, wow, they made it and it looks so easy for them? Or even think that it is easy for them because they got lucky. But what we don't see is the years of struggle. We don't see the setbacks. We don't see the failures that these people face before they actually got to where they are. Let's start shifting our mindset. Most successful people, whether it's in business, in sport, in personal life, have actually failed many times before they achieved their greatness. Think about some of the most successful people in the world, and I'll give you a few of those. Michael Jordan, the greatest basketball player of all times, he was cut from his high school baseball team. Oprah Winfrey was fired from her first TV job and she was told that she doesn't fit for TV. J.K. Rowling was rejected by 12 publishers before Harry Potter actually became a worldwide phenomenon. And think about Thomas Edison. He failed 1,000 times before inventing the light bulb that we all use. But did Thomas Edison or any of the other ones see themselves as failure or as wasted attempts? Absolutely not. Each one of them have taken failure as learning. Thomas Edison, for example, said, "I have not failed. I have just found 10,000 ways that won't work." That's the mindset of success. So, what if you had given up? What if those people have given up? What if they would say, maybe I'm just not good enough? What if they would have stopped trying? The world wouldn't have had those incredible, impactful people that we do have. This is where emotional intelligence actually comes in. People with high emotional intelligence don't let failure define them. Instead, what they do is they use self awareness, which I talked about on Monday. If you missed the 5 categories of emotional intelligence, please go back to my Monday Live and listen to them. So, successful people use self awareness to reflect onto themselves. They use self regulation to stay resilient. And they use motivation to keep going. Success isn't about avoiding failure, it's about learning from it, it's about improving every time you fail. People will always admire your success, but they won't see your failures. They won't see your sacrifices. They won't see your setbacks and everything that it took you to get there. But you need to see them, because that's why and that's how it reminds you to keep going. Emotional intelligence is so important to overcome failure. Let's connect this and try to understand better on how. Here's the thing. Failure is very painful. It brings self-doubts. It makes you want to quit, because you want to say, why do I need this? But how you handle failure determines whether you'll succeed or stay stuck. Emotional intelligence helps us navigate failures in a way that moves us forward instead of just holding us back. There are 3 key emotional intelligence skills that I want to bring to you that will help you embrace failure and help you use it as growth. I mentioned those 3. Self-awareness. So self-awareness is understanding your emotions and understanding your reaction to failure. So instead of saying, I am a failure, say, this was a learning experience. Self-regulation is another important skill. Don't let frustration control you. Instead of quitting, take a deep breath, reflect, and adjust your approach. Change something that didn't work. And another important skill is growth mindset. I've spoke about scarcity mindset and growth mindset a while ago. Scarcity mindset is when you're stuck with your vision. Growth mindset is when you believe that failure is just part of the process. Every mistake is just a stepping stone towards another improvement. I really want you to think about one failure that you really had recently. It doesn't have to be anything big. It could be something as small as, I failed in my diet, or I failed in my routine. Anything. That it could be something really, really minor, but you know that it affected you. And tell yourself, what did you learn from it? Because the most successful people don't avoid failure. They embrace it as part of their journey. Let's reframe failure together. You don't fail until you actually give up. Let's get real. Have you felt like you just want to give up? Like, no matter how hard you try, it's just not going for you. You keep hitting the wall. We all feel like that sometimes. But remember, you don't fail until you give up. As long as you keep trying, you're still in the game. Let me tell you about a student of mine. Let's call her Sarah. She struggled with math for so many years. That was her weakest point of education. She failed test after test. She was convinced that she wasn't a math person. She just is not good with math. But instead of quitting, she had such a strong mindset at that early age. She continued to work little by little. She failed, but she learned. She adjusted. She was learning a little bit more. And guess what? A year later, she's actually tutoring other students in math in her school because she didn't give up. Because she turned failure into success. And you are just one step away from your breakthrough. Don't quit before it happens. This brings me to something very important. If you have kids, if you have students, if you have young siblings, they are watching you. How you're handling failure teaches them how to handle it too. And my kids hear me all the time. I always say I'm unstoppable. There is nothing that can fail me. And yes, people try, circumstances try. We get situations where you really can't even understand how difficult it is to keep going. But you don't fail until you stop trying. So next month, I'm actually going to create a 28-day challenge, which is called Be a Role Model. It can be for teenagers and adults, because being a role model doesn't mean that you're perfect. It just means that you're showing resilience. It means that you have some courage, and you show that failure is just a step towards success. I challenge you to share one failure story with someone younger than you. It could be your child, it could be your niece, it could be a student, a friend. Show them that failure is part of life. And most importantly, show them how you bounced back. Type role model in the comments if you're ready to lead by example. Let's recap before we end today. To succeed, you must be willing to fail, because failure is not the ending. It's a lesson. Most people only see success. They don't see the struggle that it took you to get there. Emotional intelligence helps us push through failure. And most importantly, you don't fail until you give up. This week, I want you to reframe one failure as a lesson. I want you to share a failure story with someone younger than you. I want you to take one small action towards a goal that you've been avoiding because you were afraid of failing. And if you got a value from this live, and if there's any topic at all that you would like me to talk about, please comment, share it with someone who might need to hear this message today. Let's inspire each other to keep pushing forward. Thank you so much for being here with me today. Stay strong, embrace the journey, and remember, you don't fail until you give up. Keep going, and I'll see you guys next time.